Wizkid's last project is S2.
Yeah.
And it has
Zlatan.
Thank you.
Okay.
So you can see that it's not necessary, and it's funny because it's the same Wizkid that I've been saying, oh, hip hop is dead, rap is dead. But
and that was my best song on
your project was a rapper. You know, so it's not a case of they don't want to do it. They will do what is right or best for them or what they want. You know, so
okay, I want you to talk about it and shed light on it if you want to talk.
I can. So I will send you the video. So when you're putting this podcast out, you can put it out. And let everybody see it and know what the magic wand is.
Okay.
I mean, all of you here have read Harry Potter.
Yes.
All of you here, before Harry Potter, you know Professor Pella.
Yes.
All of you here know what a magician looks like. You know what a magician's hat looks like. You know what a magician's
wand looks like.
Oh, you could call it wand, not rod. Oh, see. So now that shows you that you know. But when certain things happen from certain people, it is very, very normal to always want to first give them the benefit of doubt. A pastor, I remember if you saw the video, was on the white garment guy. He was on his seat. No, he was standing and was preaching, and he said he's voting Tinubu because he's a Yoruba man. He said it out there. It's supposed to be a case. So you can see that a lot of things that are being taught. It's not Christianity. What we have taught is traditional religion in the name of Jesus.
From the studio to the world we divide. Real hip hop, keep the culture alive. DayGenius grind, where the legends reside. Truth in every word, we the voice of the tribe. DayGenius, we holding it down. Realest podcast, rep the Niger sound. Hip hop talk, no fake, no clown. From the streets to the mic, we wear the crown.
Yeah, what's poppin'? It's DayGenius. Welcome to the DayGenius podcast. I got in the room with me a very important gentleman, you feel me? I got in the room with me Chuka Obi, aka Dasuki. But I want him to introduce himself the way he does, you feel me? Boss.
The way I do is not big like the way he would introduce me. My name is Chuka Obi, and I'm basically creative. That's what I do. So anything creative, you might find me in it.
He's a rapper also.
Because it's creative.
Are you like, how many members are in the Khaliphate?
So the Khaliphate originally is 6 members.
Oh, okay.
But currently the rapping members are 3. Yeah. So other members are doing other things, all still in the creative space. So we were not always first rappers. We were first comic book artists and writers.
Ooh.
So the first time you saw the Indomitables ever shown anywhere when it came out on the billboards, all that in 2004 or 5
You were behind that?
We're the ones that drew every billboard you saw.
Damn.
So
wow.
So it's that's what we did first before anything else.
I ain't gonna lie, I didn't even know that. I was a big fan of the Indomitables. Like when I was like a little bit younger.
Yeah.
Damn, like I used to collect all those stickers and everything. Shout out to you. So before we go into hip hop, let's talk about being a creative director, you feel me?
Yep.
I ain't gonna lie, me, I do graphics, you feel me?
Yes, I know.
You understand?
Yes.
I manage a team and everything. I also want to grow in that aspect and everything. So I want to ask, how's the journey like, and what can you say is like the pathway that young aspiring creators can take to get to?
Yeah, so I think the first thing I would always say as a creative director is don't aspire to be a creative director. I think the mistake that happens with, and there's nothing's wrong with ambition, but the mistake is when people are going for posts instead of service. They're going for posts instead of production and performance. There's always going to be a problem. I know so many people that went for that post and they were trash. I'm not kidding you, like trash.
They got the post, but they were not.
Bruh, like how did you even get here? So I think, what are you out to achieve? First of all, consistently do that. So if you're a writer, write epic stuff continuously. You know, if you're not director, create the most badass visuals consistently. As you do that, right, your influence expands. And then as your influence expands, you become in a position to tell people how to and what to do. Once you do that, you've already become a supervisor, leader / creative director before the post comes. It is always better for you to be doing something before you are accorded the post than for you to be accorded the post and you have to grow into it. It's not always easy to grow into stuff. So as a junior writer, when I decided to make the switch from just being a comic book artist to being a writer, as a junior writer, as I was growing and getting the hang of it, as I started becoming proficient, I had a thing where I'd always walk around. I was a junior, the youngest, the lowest ranking writer and art director in terms of experience in the space. But I'll be walking around my superiors and asking them what they are doing and be suggesting how what they are doing could be better. Right? And because I could draw already, anytime I talk about something, I can just easily visualize, what I had in mind. If they had something they want to visualize, they will come to me
to create the
sketch. So I was already influential as a junior. So people say, he's a creative director, he's in the making, and I'm like, yeah, whatever. I couldn't care less. I didn't want to be creative. I just wanted to be a badass dude in terms of what I was doing, and I became that. Won awards, all that, staff of the year, all that. And then when I first became a team lead, the first time I was put in charge of a team, I'm not joking, I didn't do 2 weeks in that post. I went and met my creative director. I said, I can't do this. I said, I'm sorry, I can't do this. He started laughing. He said, managing people is the hardest part of the business, not being creative. So, don't worry, you're made for this. I'm like, made for what?
For stress.
Calm down. And it was right, because by the end of the year, my unit was the best performing unit.
Wow.
I had great guys, but they were great guys at what they were doing, but it was hard to manage them. And then when the same dude who made me leader of this team was leaving the business, he told them that I should be creative director.
Wow.
And when I became creative director, I remember that maybe 3 or 4 months down the line, he buzzes me and he says, how are you doing? How's it going? I said, you didn't warn me. Because I went from managing 5 people to managing about 24 people.
Try.
And I remember that for the first 6 to 9 months, I was having breakfast at 7 p.m. every day.
Wait, hold on. You mean 7 a.m.?
7 p.m.
Breakfast.
So my breakfast, I'm so busy holding things together that I wouldn't eat till 7 p.m. every day. Consistent, and I wasn't fasting. I fast a lot.
Damn.
So my fasting, it was not like my fasting period. This was just how life was playing out. Because if you really care about the work, it will show, right? And certain things, sacrifices will be made. So people want the post, but they don't want the sacrifices that come with the post. They just want status. I didn't care about the status. I didn't ask. I've never asked to be promoted. I've never asked for a raise. But I've asked at least 15, 20 times for raises for people that work under me. Because it's about making sure my people are doing great work. And I remember there was I won't call the name of the company. So I was creative director, and the upper ups, the management people that in their AGM I met, I felt like, we weren't meeting targets. But the person that was in charge, I told them we will not meet the targets at this time, but they reneged on the agreement. And they were saying that, based on that, we have to lay off people. So the head of the creative team, now the creative team I'm heading is about 40-something people. And the person in charge of people in charge of the other units, I think they agreed and laid off some key people that save money. So when they told me about it, I said, I'm sorry, the only thing that's going to happen is I'm going to resign. I'm not laying anybody off. It's either you take me out, and then people stay, because you cannot blame them for something you guys had agreed on. And we're moving in a certain direction. And now because, it's not going the way you thought, which is exactly how we told it would go, you now want to, maybe save money by not paying so and so salary. I said, no problem. You get my letter. They backed down. Nobody in I was the only unit that didn't lose anybody.
Wow.
So what are you there for? Are you there for your own aggrandizement, or are you there for great work? And when you are over people, you are in charge of people. You are not, they're not just responsible, you're not just answering to you, you are responsible for them.
For them.
And you have to live and act like that. It's a must. One of my guys at the time, I say my guys at the time, but he's not my guy because he supported Tinubu. So,
we'll get to that though.
Yeah.
We'll
So
get to that.
he came to me then, no way, I just won a liquor account, and he told me about how his dad used to be an alcoholic and it didn't go well in the family because of that. So based on that, he didn't want to work on the business. I said, fine, don't work on it. I completely understand. Some people will say, oh no, you must, it's your job, it's the job description, either you do it or you go. But you have to understand people, understand what makes them tick and co. So yeah, when you are going to be a creative director, you need to be there because you deserve to be there. And deserve is not just that you've earned the right, is that while you are there, people will become better, both as people and at what they do, because you are holding that position.
Well, thanks. I really appreciate that. So, I want to bring up something. Did you see the clip of Buju Banton talking about Afrobeat?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, he said
my man Buju, not Benson.
Not Benson, though. He said Afrobeat is not like it's not the king's music. They're not really passing the message.
Yes. So first of all, Buju Banton is a legend.
Facts.
So people that, if you're a rapper, my first Buju Banton song I ever got, that made me know who he was a song called Girl, You Make My Day. You need to hear the song, was just brilliant. Like I hated the video when I saw it because I was very mortified.
Was it a love song?
It was a love song, but I heard it on radio. I was a radio child. We didn't have a TV growing up.
Wow.
So not because my parents are Jehovah's Witness or anything, it's just that TV spoiled. So I loved the song. When I saw the video, I was why are there so many women and why are there so many bots in people's but the song was dope. So now I'm saying this thing because this person that is talking, that's how I got to know him.
Imagine.
With music that is
glorifying
the same problem that we have with Afrobeat. That was his breakthrough, as far as I know.
Oh, crazy.
So now Buju has a song. Buju Banton had songs, amazing songs. Before, I think he had what happened was he went through a period of revolution where he now changed and became a more conscious guy and started doing that songs like Destiny and all that. So before then he was a proper Rasta man not Rasta man in the conscious way, Rasta man in the rapping weed way. And one thing I loved about him is the intersection between him and hip hop. So there's a song called Dead Zone. Dead Zone is Buju Banton, is Mobb Deep featuring Buju Banton.
I need to check that out.
Okay, sorry, no, it's not that song. That song is Mobb Deep and Bounty Killer, Dead Zone.
Okay.
But there's a Buju Banton songs, hip hop songs he's on, right? Now, Buju is the dude who went from being that dude to being the conscious dude. Okay?
Yeah.
It took time to get there. It took growth to get there. While he was doing his raunchy music, there were lots of artists in his field, in his genre, doing conscious music.
Yeah.
I mean, Bob Marley had died before he started doing his raunchy music. So, and I really made a legacy of creating conscious music. But he grew into where, he got to. The second thing about Buju's problem is what happens when you speak purely from a point of not just ignorance, but stubbornness. Because for me to criticize something, I have to study it. I won't just hear it in passing, And I've got the name of the lady that was speaking about it with Freeze. I got a clip of it, and she was responding to, if she agreed with Buju. And she said no, and she started calling songs. This is a proper raga artist, and she's calling songs. She called Monsters You Made. She called the 2010-20 song. She called Two-Face. She called
she knows
Fouls. So she said, look, these people are doing all those conscious stuff. It's just that Buju is not going to take his time to listen to what matters. Even worse, the one you heard, you didn't take time to understand what was being said. So, for example, before this video, he had already made this criticism before, and he was using, one of the examples he used was Burna Boy's "yeah," and he was saying that "yeah" means yeah. Yeah does not mean yeah. Yeah is an exclamation of
like
yeah. So he doesn't understand. He didn't even understand the lyrics of the song that he was criticizing.
Yeah.
He didn't even read. It's not even hard. Forget the parts that are maybe vernacular.
Yeah.
Read the lyrics of the song itself. The second verse already speaks to serious issues with the society. The third verse talks about his own life, as in brother's life. So the music already translates everyday life, political situations, the same song that you think is just for
flexing.
Yes. Yeah is the name of the song, yes. But yeah as a section of the song is the intro of the song and the outro. Most people forget that. Yeah doesn't happen in the chorus. Yeah doesn't happen in the verses. The chorus is, man, what's it gonna be? I'm gonna all the Bentley. So it has a chorus, it has an intro and an outro. But because you're not going to do the job of listening, you now decide that it's nothing. And my honest opinion is that it's just beef. It's just beef.
Yeah, because Afrobeat is where they used to be.
It's doing exactly what reggae / dancehall used to do.
Yeah.
He has taken up that space. None of us were complaining when Sean Paul was saying, "Woman, get busy." You guys are getting busy. Leave Afrobeat to get busy. It'll be all right.
I won't lie, I kind of partially agreed to him though. But what I feel is like sometimes it might be the record label. They might promote what they think the audience is going to gravitate towards to. Of course, there are like a lot of conscious Afrobeat songs. Even Davido did Stand Strong.
Yes.
You understand? Even Whiskey did Blessed with David.
Yes.
There are a lot of
absolutely.
Afrobeat, but the majority of them, I ain't gonna lie.
So let's look at it in perspective.
Yeah.
It's not a genre problem. It's not an Afrobeat genre problem. It's a musical problem.
Okay.
It's a commercial music problem. Let's look at hip hop. How many conscious hip-hop songs make it to the mainstream? How many R&B conscious songs make it to the mainstream? How many pop conscious songs make it to the mainstream?
Do we even have pop conscious songs?
There are many. Let's look at let's go back.
Okay, it's true,
Michael Jackson, Man in the Mirror, You Are Not Alone, Stranger in Moscow, and it's just off the bat without even trying. You know,
Michael Jackson has a lot of
loads of conscious songs. Heal the World.
There's only the childhood about
Earth Song, My Childhood, The Lost Children.
He did a lot of them.
Look, if every pop artist, if you look at them and check through, their, or is it rock artist? Is it Bob Dylan? Is it Times Are Changing? Is it reggae? Is it the Bob Marley catalog?
Green Day rock.
Thank you, Green Day.
American
is
Idiots.
It Coldplay? Is it? Look, there's so many, but we are in an era where people do not want to listen.
You just want to vibe.
They just want to vibe. It is a problem, but it does not mean there are not people who are making the right songs. Whether they are getting the kind of recognition they deserve is a discussion that is different.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, record labels are not here to save the world.
They're here to make money.
That's all they're here. If tomorrow, for some reason, okay, so let me give an example. I'm a Christian. If the rapture happens today or tomorrow, the world will automatically have what's going on? Everybody will be doing that's what their minds are going to be. You'll be doing, where is the love? That's what will happen.
Yeah.
And at that time, it will be what is hot.
What is hot?
And the record labels who are present at that time will hop on it because they're just there to make money off people's trending emotions.
Facts.
So people need to get that. So now that everybody just vibing, record labels are, how do you make money off this? Think of them like a fast food company. If the fast food company finds out that burgers are not really selling anymore because people have started getting health conscious, they'll start making vegan burgers. Or they will start making some other thing that will make you still buy from them. It's all about the turnover for them. Same thing with these companies. The only companies that are different are companies that were not built based on revenue as their reason for existing. So the companies that are willing to take a loss to make a certain message sent, both positively and negatively. On the positive side, you have like a Nike who ran a campaign with Kaepernick back then.
Yeah.
And when there was a huge uproar about it because of the taking the knee and all that blah blah blah, because they chose Kaepernick. Yeah. Somebody went and burnt his one old veteran was burning his Nikes,
yeah,
and he was wearing them when he burnt it, so he had burns. You know what Nike did? Nike released an ad how to burn your Nike apparel safely.
The
So
campaign manager is crazy.
So we've been taking our stand, and that's beautiful. In the alternative end of things, there are companies that exist to push propaganda and agenda. Mm-hmm. So we know that countries are being given money just to push LGBTQ.
Yes.
We know companies are being given money to push all kinds of insidious things.
Yes.
Because those people are not there to make money. They are there to push a narrative.
Yes.
So know exactly what this company stands for. Reach Records, for example, is purely out to do gospel music.
Shout out to Lecrae.
Shout out to all them.
He says he doesn't do gospel music, that they are Christians that do music.
That's what he says. But he signed Jackie Hill Perry. Yeah. Jackie Hill Perry is gospel, and she's a preacher, and shout out to her. She's one of the best rappers, hands down in the game. She's 10 times better than 90%. Is it the new
lady he signed?
Yes.
I think she has dreads or something.
Yes.
Yeah. She raps like...
Bro, Jackie Perry is a proper Christian teacher. She was, over the last 2 years, she read the entire Bible as into recorded the entire Bible. And it took her 2 years because she was pregnant and gave birth during that period. And the person that was recording her was not a Christian. So she didn't say, she was trying to show, and she showed the power of the word, because all through the time it says, and she just see his reaction, like, what do you think? She's like, and the guy was just listening to her read the Bible. I says, it's like God is talking to this one, they're just not getting it. And he could tell that just from hearing the word being recorded, his heart was being changed.
Yeah.
By the time they're finishing the project, he became
a Christian because he was hearing the message in his head.
The word. So that's how the power of the word, and they've made their decision. So you now come and tell Jackie Perry, your music, don't do this, don't do this. They're ready to lose money.
They don't care about money.
Panam Percy Paul, we grew up on him.
Yeah.
Panam Percy Paul is, I don't like to use.
He's a Nigerian.
So I will say things that will sound crazy. I rate him above Ron Kennedy for many reasons, and I'm using it in terms of music discussions now. I'm not rating in terms of
message.
God, yes, or God. All men of God are to be judged by God and God alone.
Yeah.
Why I say I rate him above is because he grew up in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Doing message in Nigeria.
Yeah.
With all the madness in Nigeria. And he never wavered. Ron Kennedy is in a very, very, for lack of a better word, enabling environment.
Yeah.
Panam Percy Paul is in the opposite of. But the
music, it's not even based in like Lagos.
It's not. It's from Jos.
That's
that's where it's based, and it's not even. He's a man. I think it's from Adamawa, Taraba. I can't remember which one it is. I think it's Adamawa. And this man was pushing. I think he rejected to the tune of £25 million at the time. Rejected it because then you should make music and just stop using the name of Jesus in the music. Because the music was beautiful. People were loving me. People that are not Christians were loving the music.
£5 million.
He rejected the money because he knew what he was focused on. So you need to understand people are willing to, what side, whoever you are, you have to be willing to make sacrifices. Question is, what are they for? Are they positive? Are they negative? Are they for God? Are they for the devil? There is no middle ground in this game. So yeah.
We're coming to religion and politics, but I want us to talk about
Majek Fashek said that the same, Sha. Majek Fashek said it were the same. Religion now. It was a song he had back in the day. But yeah.
So, okay, like I noticed a trend. Big Afrobeat artists. They have this, like, I tweeted about it. They are interested in collaborating with foreign rappers.
Yes.
Ashake just collaborated with Travis Scott.
Central C.
With Ashake.
Yeah,
Burna Boy with J. Cole.
Yes.
Burna Boy with Stormzy. And we have dope rappers in Nigeria.
Yeah.
So People, I asked the question. People are saying is because they need to do what is going to bring more streams, bring more revenue. What about quality music? What about the passion? What about the culture? Why is a Burna Boy not doing a song with MI or with Vector or even with Mode 9 or even with like Olamide? Like why? So I want to get your own perspective on it.
Okay, so I think people need to understand that music is based on many parameters, right? Let's look at Burna Boy's first album had MI on it.
Yeah,
He had Reminisce, so it's not a problem. He has done multiple songs of Olamide, multiple, right? So like they had Sons of Anarchy. They had like 2 songs or 3 songs on one album together, right? And you can't say he's not because literally he has a song with Fino, which is Do I?
Yeah, on Fino's.
Do I?
Yeah, I know Do I.
Yes, Do I is a hit.
It's a Fino song.
Yes, a Fino song. So it's not a case of you don't want to do it. It's a case of the parameters. Do they allow for it? So Burna Boy and Fino are guys. It's
Burna
easy.
even really focus on Burna because Burna Boy.
Yes, I'm giving an example.
He does whatever he
yes,
wants.
Yes.
But you see the other ones.
So, and the same way, I can say it still comes to parameters because you can't say they don't. Wizkid's last project is S2.
Yeah.
And it has
Zlatan.
Thank you.
Okay.
So you can see that it's not necessary, and it's funny because it's the same Wizkid that I've been saying, hip hop is dead, rap is dead. But
and that was the dopest song on
your project was a rapper. So it's not a case of they don't want to do it. They will do what is right or best for them or what they want. So a song with Zlatan was right for
dope.
With dope song, the bars like Zlatan was in fine form,
Zlatan was in
form. It will happen, and it's not a problem. They have no issues with it. The thing is, why should they do it at that time that benefits them? Burna Boy and Fino, they rule. It benefits them, right? Zlatan and Wizkid for that project, it benefited them. So I think if we get off just that mindset that is about you're doing it with foreign rappers once you have it and you have the right connection with the person you are with, create what you can create, and in due time what needs to happen will happen. There's a time Burna Boy is chasing Fino to do a song. It's his guy, but Fino things were just
Fino was
this is when Burna, this is after Burna had gotten the Grammy nomination.
For real? And
this
was chasing Fino?
Yes, this was for Odogu. Odogu, the original, was supposed to have Fino.
Wow.
The original song. They put it out the way it was because Fino wasn't available at the time.
Exclusive.
So it's not because he didn't want, and I was like, Fino is busy. He has his own itinerary. He has his own boy. So but they're guys. I just know he cannot make it. I won't wait for him. He's my guy. I put the song out. That's it. Has moved, gone on, right? They now did a remix of the song, which didn't come out. The remix had the Phino verse they were chasing for since, and Ill Bliss.
And Ill Bliss.
Yes, it's a Odogu remix, but it's not out. It didn't come out. So
do you have it on your phone? Can you play it for me?
If I had it, I won't play it, So, but anyway, I have it, but it's not my phone.
Okay.
So they have all these things.
Wow.
The things that happen in the background you will never know about. Circumstances might not make it the right time to put out, or they've moved on beyond stuff. There are always things. There is label discussions, all that. So people just don't have the time or stress for that. Just be pushing hip hop. Hip hop will get to a point, and I think these things come in cycles. So there's a time when hip hop will be that genre again that everybody wants to collaborate with. It will happen, and when it happens, everybody else starts saying, "Oh, why is it that Nigerian rappers are always doing songs with foreign singers, but they're not doing songs with Afrobeat?" And we'll have the same discussion again.
I love your answer. Like, it actually calmed me down because I was like, me, I get things in my head. When I see a pattern, I just get angry. Why is it like that? Yeah. So let's go to the next section, which is religion and politics. Like in Nigeria, let's talk about religion first. I saw a tweet. I don't know if you want to talk about it. I saw a tweet where you were criticizing Pastor E.A. Adeboye. I think he was doing a service, was rolling a rod or something. I don't even remember the thing.
Nice, but I'm using the word rod.
Yeah,
I'm being nice.
No,
it was a magic one.
Well, we don't know if it's a magic one.
We know. But then we choose to say the truth. It's a different.
Okay, I want you to talk about it and shed light on it if you want to talk about it.
So I will send you the video. So when you're putting this podcast out, you can put it out and let everybody see it and know what a magic wand is.
Okay.
I mean, all of you here have read Harry Potter.
Yes.
All of you here, before Harry Potter, you know Professor Pella.
Yes.
All of you here know what a magician looks like.
Yeah.
Know what a magician's hat looks like.
Yeah.
Know what a magician's rod
Wand looks like.
Oh, you could call it one, not rod. Oh, see. So now that shows you that you know. But when certain things happen from certain people, it is very, very normal to always want to first give them the benefit of doubt. And that is what you do for people who have built some sort of reputation and integrity. So you must say, oh, there must be a logical explanation for this.
Yeah.
Right? Now, you need to understand that it's expected. If you go through scripture, if you go through the Bible, you see that a lot of people who were God's men, they did things that God was angry about.
Yeah.
Whether it's Moses, whether it's David, they did things that God was really, really angry about because it was wrong. Simple. Now, if a person does what is wrong, you can either excuse it or you can oppose it. It is not in my place to say, that this person is not from God.
Yeah.
It's for God to say that.
Yes.
But if the person says or does what is not of God, it is my job as a person to say, this is God, this is not God. Because if I don't say it, when people have taken that thing that is not God as norm, it will become what everybody follows. Yeah. It's what they are going to do. So if, for example, people bring in the culture, which is they're trying to do, bringing in go as a dance inside church.
I saw that also.
So as I'm here, somebody just turned their face. I was like, is it? Yeah. So as you can see that they know it's wrong. But guess what? People were defending it. People in church were defending it. Now, if you do not put that resistance, it will become the norm. Then before you know it, anytime you have a hot song, you will have the church version of that hot song being done in church. It's a problem, right? It is a big problem. In the same vein, if anybody says, let's look at tithing, for example. If somebody says something that is wrong about tithing, it doesn't matter how high he's supposed to be in terms of how people do rankings for church organizations. He's wrong. It doesn't matter how low a person is in such rankings. If the person says what is right, he's right. So, for example, and I'm coming back to the Adeboye one thing. Bishop Adeboye said something about Job did not tithe, which is why he had his problems. And I went instantly and I wrote there, it is wrong, it's completely wrong, except why it is wrong. Most people don't know that because of the way the Bible is arranged, the Bible is not arranged in a chronological manner. It's arranged how they arrange the books. Job lived just at the time or before the time of Abraham. That's when Job lived. Job did not live at the time of Moses, at the time of David, at the time he lived much earlier. And so there was no way tithing would have even been a discussion. He did not live under the law. He did not live under any kind of tithing culture. And he did far bigger than tithing, according to the Bible. He said he was always giving sacrifices every day, making sure he was praying for his children. He did more than giving tithing on the regular. So if you're using that to sell your idea of tithing, you are wrong, no matter who you are.
I agree with that.
So we agree with that. So why do we agree with that? Why do we agree that? And we agree based on that same fact that if Adeboye said, if you don't pay tithe, you will not go to heaven, and he said so. We agree it is not correct, right? So if we agree those things are not correct, why are you so hard to agree that holding a magic wand, and anybody that says Adeboye doesn't know it's a magic wand is insulting Adeboye, because you are saying that a man who has spent this amount of years in his life in ministry, has cast out devils, has seen what magic is, does not know what a magic wand is. You are insulting him. he has enough knowledge to know what it is. So he knew what it is, and even what he said was also wrong, because he said, oh, look up at this and pray. Looking at this for 2 or 3 minutes. I won't hold you for more than 2 or 3 minutes. In all of the Bible, we know what the Old Testament was: types and shadows, symbols, looking up at the snake.
The snake.
Yes, looking up at the bronze snake. All those, we know that. And what the Bible said, it didn't say you should pray to it. It did not say you should do anything. It said, look up at it and be healed. And the Bible said, Jesus Christ, like I said, the Old Testament is types and shadows. It was a type of what will happen to Christ. Yeah. So Jesus Christ said, for just as the snake was raised in the wilderness, so shall the Son of Man be raised. So he was talking about his crucifixion. And look up and live, not pray to it. Because they understood symbolism, they understood that you cannot pray to anybody that was not God. And remember, he didn't say bow to it, he said look up to it. He could never tell you to bow, because they knew what the Bible said about
bowing to
about images. Graven images. So we know all these things and we defend, and that is why there is a problem with the church, because we defend what is wrong. Paul was persona non grata in everything that had to do with Christianity based on his past. It took Peter saying he's one of us now and showing for them to accept, it's true. This same man that's been terrorizing us is now one of us. The same Paul stands and rebukes Peter in front of people because of a hypocritical thing he did. He did not take him aside. I said, he said it in front of everybody because it was wrong.
What's wrong is wrong.
What is wrong is wrong. Peter did not argue. Peter did not come and say,
you know who I am.
Thank you. How dare if you have motive not for me. So the problem is Nigerians, we have taken so much of our culture and made it religion.
Facts.
And that's why we are where we are today. That is why a person will steal the kind of things he steals. And then when it's time to thank himself, but he said sorry. We don't understand consequence. We don't care about consequence. So that's how we have lived. We do not take responsibility. We don't. It is a problem that comes from the wrong teachings of values, especially when it comes to holding people accountable, whether they are in the church or they are in politics.
Thank you very much for that. Okay, this is going to lead me to my next question, because there was a protest recently.
Yeah,
and a lot of people are like attacking the church. Why are the church leaders not leading the protests?
Yes.
Not advocating for against bad governance. Yes. So I want to ask you, do you think the church should have an active role in governance or an active role in taking sides? Because a lot of people, again, when Peter Obi and Tinubu was contesting, people are like, why are all the church leaders not rallying? Because the church is very powerful, it has a very big audience. Why are they not rallying behind Peter Obi when they know, when they feel the other option is not a better option? So what do you think the role of the church is in politics?
Okay, so you have to talk about the church in two sections. One is the church as a body, and one is church as individuals. Okay, so the church as a body, as much as it tries to, it cannot escape the political sphere because it lives in it, right? So it doesn't necessarily have to choose candidates because that is automatically turning into a political association. So it doesn't have to choose candidates, but it has to stand for truth in society at all times. So, and when you know the truth, it will guide you in everything. You will need to have said, this is who we are voting for. But when the church is compromised, then you start to have issues. Okay? The church, let's use pastors. Pastor Paul, just before the elections, was very vocal about how, every church member needs to go and get their PVC. That they're over 15 million, and that means a very, very, in exact words, very formidable voting bloc. They knew all these things, and they knew because if the church has that formidable voting bloc, and they know they can stand for what is right, and like I said, you can't escape certain things. So if you are still, the church is in a society where certain vices and evils are the norm and the order of the day, and the church as a voting bloc says, we don't want these things to happen anymore in our cities because this is what it breeds, right? And you have an agreement. It is a good thing. It is not about who the person is they are voting is. It's about the laws that they are bringing in for the good of all people, right? With this in mind, the church needs to have that understanding. However, when the church is compromised, it means that they will not stand on something and stand on it. The same Pastor Paul, who was so vocal, now starts telling you that, have a plan B, to leave the country. Then the same Pastor Paul now starts telling you the elections may not hold, and if it holds, Saul needs to come before David. So if Saul needs to come before David, what was Buhari?
Was it? What does that mean? Does it mean he was supporting?
Yes, he was basically saying Tinubu was going to come. Yes, so the same Pastor Paul, was now the one who was saying, if you can have a plan B to leave Nigeria. Same Pastor Paul is when I was saying Saul needs to come before David.
That means like the bad one is going to come before the one that will save us.
So if you are saying the bad one needs to come, if Saul needs to come before David, what was Buhari? So that's already a problem. Right? I am saying these kind of things because, let's be honest, he thought when he was agitating for the Christian voting bloc, he thought that Osinbajo
was going
to emerge as the candidate for the APC. That's what he thought. I wished it happened because I'd much rather it was
Professor.
Yes, Osinbajo versus Peter Obi. Then you know that either way, it's not so bad because somebody that actually cares is there. The only time Nigeria has had that kind of situation was when we're coming back to civilian rule, and it was Obasanjo versus Olufalaye. I remember discussing with my dad then. I was too young to vote, but I remember discussing with my dad, and it was like, yes, anybody that wins, we're actually happy because these are two men we all know and respect in terms of their understanding of governance, and they are two clearly detribalized men. Nobody can call Olufalaye a bigot. Nobody can call Obasanjo a bigot. You can call him many things, and he has many problems. He's a guy he has problems, but he's a Nigerian. We didn't have that situation here, So the church, as I was talking about it as a body, needs to understand that it has a responsibility to the communities that it is in to be part and parcel of making sure that community is conducive for it to be. The Bible says we should pray in in 1 Timothy. If you read chapter 2 and 3 clearly, you see that it talks about our relationship with society. And, we need to pray that, that we'll have peaceable societies, so that the gospel can have free course, so that you can preach and it will be good and acceptable. And you can, Bible says, Matthew 5:16 says, let your light so shine before men that they may see your good deeds and praise your Father in heaven. This is Jesus talking. So you need to have a society that allows you to do that, right? And that's what happens when, and good men are not necessarily only Christians. They're terrible Christians. 1 Corinthians 5, Paul says, in my last letter I wrote to you not to associate with certain kind of people. I wasn't talking of people in this world. Otherwise, I'm talking about people of the world. Otherwise, you have to leave the world altogether. But any Christian who says he is and then goes to list certain behaviors that are unbecoming of a Christian and says, with those people, don't even eat with them. So he's talking about problematic people who claim to be Christians. But there are people who are not Christians who we know are far better off
than some Christians.
Yes, in terms of
Actions.
societal living. And you would rather have those people in charge. That's what you want. Nobody, we had issues with Yaradua, but nobody's issue with Yaradua was based on religion or any of those things.
Yeah.
I had problems with Obasanjo. None of it was based on whether he was a Christian or not.
Yoruba man.
I had problems with Jonathan. None of them was based on whether he was a Christian or where he was from.
Yeah.
But you now have people who ran their entire campaign based on division, hate, all kinds of calumny. You're dealing with those kind of people. That's what you're dealing with. And it is the church's job to, as much as possible, not let society become that thing. Because everything the church does in terms of building people, as well as the social amenities the church builds, from schools to hospitals to welfare programs, to all those things, to even roads and the different kind of welfare they do, is aimed at a better society. It's not just about heaven. If not, sometimes he's praying to you, praying with you, you have been led, you just come Sunday, you come pray, you go. No, we care about everything around us. And that is where we have to understand that church cannot stay away,
from politics.
Yes, from politics. For example, abortion is a big deal. If the church stays away from politics, and you have a world where everywhere you go, abortion is a norm, you are basically saying, we had a chance to ensure that certain children could be born, but we said the world's not really a problem. You basically become the law person, the Torah teacher, the teacher and the priest that walked past the man that had been beaten on the road, and there was a Samaritan that came to come and save him, because you saw children who will be killed because of people that don't care. And it's not really my business. What that child must have done something in there. One of the I think it was a priest that said, what bad thing did this man do? That they beat him up like this and walk past, or just look at him. So it is that kind of situation. But you have the ability to bring in indirectly, not by going and standing there, bringing in the kind of laws that ensure that those kind of people are protected.
Yes.
Then that is part of your job as a Christian or as a Christian unit. Now, as Christian individuals, you know right and wrong. You have grown up being taught right and wrong. You've grown up knowing what is evil and what is good, what is of the devil and what is of God.
God, yeah.
And then you look at it, and then based on that, you look at the world that are in front of you. You have a choice. If you chose darkness, then what have you been learning all your life? You willingly looked at darkness and said, I will pick darkness. Why? Is it because darkness and you happen to be from the same party, or from the same tribe, or from the same religion, or whatever? You come from the same religion because it was a Muslim ticket.
Yeah.
So automatically it shows you that we have a problem with what we are raising people to be. A pastor, I remember if you saw the video, was on, he's a white garment guy, so he was on his seat. No, he was standing and he was preaching, and he said he's voting Tinubu because he's a Yoruba man. He said it out there, but he's supposed to be a Christian. So you can see that a lot of things that are being taught, it's not Christianity. What we have taught is traditional religion in the name of Jesus.
Yeah, you summed everything up with that last phrase. You said you're practicing traditional religion in the name of Jesus. So let's leave religion and politics. Let's go into hip hop for now.
Let's go.
Yeah, you understand. So you are a strong force in hip hop. You are one of the top leading voices. Apart from you being a rapper, your voice, opinion also matters. So right now, what do you think is the main core issue with hip hop in Nigeria? And why are we not having in those days we used to have hip hop songs top 5, top 10 and everything. What do you think is the main issue? And what do you think can be done to make hip hop number one again?
I think the main issue is a listening culture problem currently. Is a reading culture problem currently. Is a cognitive culture problem currently. Hip hop, for all intents and purposes, is a genre for people who like to think. Whether they like it or not, they like to think. They like to have their mind stimulated. That's the truth about hip hop. You know, so, I mean, 90% of the people that were considered whack rappers, they were not whack because of their flow. They are whack because they thought, oh, you're not saying anything. Oh, you know, so it's like, oh, you're not stimulating me, you know, mentally.
Yeah.
Right? Now, you're not in an era where people don't want to be stimulated mentally. People generally want to just, you know, vibe. That's just what they want to do. You know, that's why, and it's not just hip hop that's suffering it. Afrobeat is suffering it. For example, Victoni's album, Stubborn, it's a masterpiece. It's a masterpiece on so many levels, and lyrically it is
I need to get on that album.
superb. Like, shout out to Victoni, man.
Shout out to
He did a
Victoni.
beautiful thing, you know. But it's not in the discussions because people are not really ready to listen. So he's suffering that fact. People are not ready to listen. Now, on the hip hop side of things, you know, you now have, if the genre that is the hottest genre is not even able to make people listen by being hot, hip hop will suffer even more. That's in Nigeria. So someone like a Burna Boy, who Nigeria is not his main audience in terms of how he makes his money. He's fine, right? So he can do whatever he wants. He'll be all right. Plus he tours. Now, in Nigerian artists, now I'm talking about the hip hop people now, the hip hop artists, the rappers. Once they understand this fact, right? They need to understand the stage they're in. I feel like life is always in these things are always in cycles. So in the cycle that we're in now, they have a job of rebuilding the hip hop listening culture. It's a rebuild that needs to be happening now, and that rebuild means that it's tougher than, let's say, 2007, 8, when the building had been done. So in between 2001 to 2000 to 2006, Nigeria was building the listening culture, from tribesmen to Swatch Roots, to all those guys, Thoroughbreds, Defo Clan, Bomb Rush. They were helping build the listening culture, because those guys were not necessarily thinking of how much money they would make. They're doing it for the love of it.
They just love the art.
So it just kept building. They were doing all the push that they needed to do at their own expense, not making any money from it. And we benefited off it from 2006 to 2014. So in 2006, Wood 9 signed to Question Mark. You know, had an album that was big. Had the songs like Cry that were all over the radio. Things started to jump off from there. Jimmy Jat had Styling in 2007.
The Definition album
was big. Hip hop was, you know, on the rise. MI dropped Safe. You know, and you know, so it's rising. The groundwork that has made it acceptable has been done. You know, by the time we hit 2010, 2011, Chalk Boys are on its tear. You know, Ice Prince is one of the biggest acts in Africa.
Yes.
You know, he's having monster hits, all those kind of things. We're in a great place. But if you understand hip hop, you understand that it's a cycle. Right? While that was happening in Nigeria, it wasn't happening like that in the US. So in the US, the rappers, the in quotes, core proper rappers are still trying to make a resurgence, because hip hop had just been hit hard by so many factors, including the fact that the download era had changed everything. It wasn't affecting Nigeria at all. Nigeria was still selling Alaba CDs. You know, so you knew where your music was coming from. If you were lucky, you had internet access to even download songs. But most times you're not doing that. You're connecting it via Bluetooth onto your phone. You know, but you're listening primarily through CDs.
Yes.
America was in an era where, from the Napsters to all the kind of rapid share, rapid library for shared, these guys were ripping the game. You just buy it. Before, bootleggers, you saw them on the streets.
No,
They're on the internet. America went from the place where a successful 2006, 2007, a successful album in terms of first week sales was for rappers was between 500,000 copies and 1 million copies in the first week.
Yeah.
You went from that to Rick Ross doing 150,000 copies in his first week for Deeper Than Rap, and 50 Cent saying that is a huge success about his rival. So
was he trolling or was
no? He wasn't trolling. He was saying that yes, you cannot call it a failure. It's clearly a success. It debuted at number 1. Nas debuted at number 1 for an album with 120,000 copies. Numbers that would not have let you see top 20 back then. So those are the problems they were dealing with. We were not dealing with those problems. We were on our own rise, right? So they had to start coming back, right? They started looking for different ways of circumventing those issues before streaming became a thing. Streaming became a thing, and then culture changed again. Nigeria was still, doing well. People enjoying music. Hip hop was doing fine. Rappers were sought after. That's why MI was on Burna's first album. That's why a Reminisce, 6-0 were on Nice's Gongwaso legendary album. So it was a good time because the groundwork that made us have that good time had been done. But it was always a cycle. It was going to get to a point where something else was going to come and be the wave, and then you have to do the work over again. And so what came? Afrobeats. And it had his wave, right? And it had his wave from 2013 till now.
Still going.
Yes, but here's the thing. They were doing their own groundwork for a long time too.
Yeah.
A longer time, to be honest. From Plantation Boys in 1998, Knock You Off, all the way down to, by the time Whiskey that dropped Superstar.
Plantation Boys was actually influenced by hip-hop too.
Absolutely.
R&B, hip-hop.
Absolutely.
The
Afrobeats is the most heavily hip-hop influenced genre.
Yes.
And you can see it from everything. First of all, for the fact that they drop albums every year is a hip-hop thing. Nobody else is like that. The fact that they keep talking about, who is doper than who, is a hip-hop thing. You don't see it. You're talking about playing game. It's a hip-hop thing. You don't see it in any other.
Even their fashion, when girls
look at
fashion is
everything. It's all taken from hip-hop.
I want to say something. You know, back in the days when hip-hop was like at the top, so the issue rappers used to have, even the fans used to have, is when a rapper wants to now switch and start singing.
Yes.
You understand? The people that did it flawlessly were like the MIs, the Ice Prince, most especially Ice Prince. We had issues with it, like, don't sing, you are diluting the culture, blah, blah, blah. Then when I hear that the singing is good, then me too, I start supporting them. It's actually good. But I think that actually messed up hip-hop.
Okay.
The moment we accepted that a rapper can start singing, even doing different types, even Vector was trying to do Fuji, it now opened up a rabbit hole.
Okay.
People that were aspiring to be rappers. Now let me give you a history. Like Sheyi Vibes was a rapper.
Yes.
He was aspiring to be a rapper, but he's not dope enough
to be
a rapper.
Yes.
But he felt like, okay, I can sing.
Yes.
You know, say that he's like sing ramping.
Yes.
But the rapper element is in him.
Yes.
He opened like an unlimited portal. There are not different people that are just sing rapping.
Yeah.
It now became Afrobeat because I believe Sheyi Vibes is rapping.
Yeah.
Even Charlie Poppy, he's not a lyrical person, but he could do whatever he likes. Like, so do you think the OG's gatekeeping and telling people to not, telling rappers to keep rapping, like someone like Muna will always rap till he dies. He will never sing a hook in his life. Do you think that stuff we should keep encouraging that?
No, we shouldn't. And I'll explain why.
Okay.
The problem is people don't understand what rap is in its fullness. Okay, so one of the greatest, if not the greatest, okay, not the greatest, but easily top 5 greatest rap groups ever, and will always remain that is Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Bone Thug. Top 5?
Yes.
There are a lot of rap groups. So.
Name.
There's Wu-Tang.
1.
There's G-Unit.
They don't near Bone Thugs in anything.
Mob Deep.
3.
I can't
2,
even mention.
brother.
Right now, I won't lie. I'm like.
I'm up deep by a duo, by the way. I'm not even a group. Yeah, a duo. Yeah, so go on.
What about Griselda?
Griselda cannot touch the hem
Of Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Harmony's garment.
I like Bone Thugs and Harmony, but then I don't see them really rapping like that. But they have beautiful message, stories.
So,
And they are heavily influenced by Nate Dogg.
no, Nate Dogg is heavily influenced by them.
Are you serious?
So let me put it this way. In 1991-92, Nate Dogg was not a factor. Nate Dogg became a factor in 1993 on Snoop Dogg's Doggy Style.
Yeah.
In 1993, Bone Thugs had a single out, and they were big in Cleveland. So it was not, they were not influenced at all.
Wow, I used to think Bone Thugs and Harmony just listening to Nate Dogg and they just.
They were already big in Cleveland, so meaning they had been around even before then. You know, so people need to understand. Eazy-E died what year? 93, 94, and by then already signed Bone Thugs. So people need to get that singing your lyrics has always been hip hop.
Part of hip hop.
Is a part of it, a part and parcel of hip hop. It's not a problem at all. If you are great at it, you are great at it. If you are not good at it, you are not good at it. So Bone were like that. Is Nate Dogg hip hop or not?
100% hip hop.
So if 100% hip hop and you're saying people should rap, then you're saying that Nate Dogg is not hip hop.
But he's not a rapper though.
He's not a rapper, but he's hip hop, right? Great. Now you can be hip hop and not necessarily be a rapper.
Yeah.
You might come into hip hop as a rapper and it might not even be your actual calling. You might come into hip hop in many ways and go and find what you are actually best at.
Yeah.
Young Jeezy didn't come into hip hop as a rapper. He came into hip hop as a label owner. He only started to rap because his artists were messing him up.
Young
Jeezy. They're messing. Young Jeezy was a street guy who had made millions. So much to the point that when he got his first check, which was over $1 million, he didn't cash it. He forgot where he kept it. I think he left it in one of his clothes. They had to call him and say, "Have you cashed that check?" He said, "No." "Oh, sorry, I'm sorry." He said, "Finding check." That's how much he didn't care. His guys were screwing him up, and then he went and started rapping on the beats that they had gotten with nobody to rap on.
The same thing with Eazy-E too. Eazy was like,
Eazy was owner, of label, and the person didn't show up. The two idiot people that are supposed to be. Then this person said, "Oh, Eazy, you have a good voice. We'll write for you. Go in and say." That's how Eazy became a rapper. So, if you start to pigeonhole people, you are going to have a bigger problem than if you let them be. Let those ones that are not going to be rappers, let them go. It's good. Let the ones that are meant to do it and do it properly do it. A lot of them can do it and sing and rap. Kendrick can sing. Cole can sing.
Well, you won't hear Kendrick do a holy singing song.
No, but
drop a song and sing throughout.
But you will hear Cole do it.
Throughout?
Yes, Cole will do it. So Cole, he rap sings a lot.
Yeah,
that's what he is. Rap singing. Middle Child is literally rap singing throughout.
That's my favorite Cole.
So you can imagine. First time I heard Cole.
Oh my God.
Was 2008 or 9. I think it was 2009. So
which song
it was A Star Is Born, Jay-Z. Jay-Z had a song called A Star Is Born on his Blueprint 3 album. So Jay-Z raps 3 verses. 3 verses. Talking about how the game, everybody that he saw come through. And then a 4th verse comes in. And this somebody I'd never heard before, a kid comes in and says, "And could that be a star? Does fame and the game have to change who you are? Or could that be the same dude that came from a faraway light just to make it at this Broadway lights and I'm shining in the broad day light? Go figure. A slow transition from a little broke nigga from the Ville that got a deal, a real lifesaver. Plans of being behind the wheel like Jada. Plans of being behind the wheel like Jada. I chill now. Cup a little ice later. Cool. You got to glow like a little lightsaber. So clap for him. Then I applaud Hove. You give him the platform. Flow so sick you think he wrote the rap form. No sir. The flow cold as the shoulders of gold, digging holes in the broke nigga approaches. Told you I'm focused, man. Let your all soak it in the clap form. I said wait, I'm coming.
Who's this guy?
Who is this person? Let's check his name. J. Cole. I just went on Rapid Library. J. Cole. And also he had 2 mixtapes. The warm up and the come up. That's how I got into Cole. And he was singing on some of those songs. And it was good. You know, so people need to understand that there's nothing wrong with it. There never has been anything wrong with it. Old Dirty Bastard, ODB, is like one of the core members of the Wu.
Yeah.
Right from his first album, he was always singing, and he does it well. You know, CeeLo of Goody Mob used to sing from the beginning, and he's a superb singer, superb rapper. All together. Don't try and pigeonhole people. That's how we start to get the problems. The thing is, when a guy is good at what he is, he's going to shine regardless. So don't worry. The fact that we've had these issues in hip hop where people haven't come to the top of the crop like we expect them to, the way it's supposed to be, is a problem of that. Actually, this is people say that I'd like to use as an example. They say hard times build strong men. Strong men build good times. Good times build weak men. Weak men build hard times. So I feel like these hard times are going to build strong MCs. So when they come up, they will build those things, and then to now take us back into that era that we're looking for. Of course, that same cycle will happen again.
Facts.
But understand it and accept it and enjoy the eras as they come. Black Bones is making his music. He's not rapping.
Yeah.
You know, he's one of the, but he's doing his hip hop thing, but he's pushing his own and moving. People will stay true to what they want to do. It's fine, no matter what they want to do is. So don't get stuck in that, a rapper must sound a certain way. What you guys are doing with battle rap, for example, it's not you guys are going to reap the rewards. You guys are building the foundations.
Yes.
When it starts to happen, you know, we got here. Yes, you know, and everybody will know. You know, so, but that's because you guys are doing it regardless of whether there's money or not.
Yeah.
Too many people went into the game expecting money in that period, and that's why it failed. Again, remember, last thing I'm going to say about this is, remember I said that hip hop is a listening genre.
It's a listening genre.
The last time hip hop had a great time in Nigeria was when? During COVID. Because nobody could go and dance.
Facts.
Nobody could go anywhere.
AQ was having fun.
AQ was having a ball.
Oh my goodness.
Because people had to sit and listen. They were not distracted.
They were trying to be hopeful.
So that is it. So you need to find a way of building your own bubble where people can come in and listen and be, you need to have that. Because once people slow down, they will listen. Once people are able to slow down, they will listen. But if the world is going on around them, it's very hard.
So, okay, let's try and conclude. But I want to ask a question. How do you know a hip-hop song? How me I used to know hip-hop songs, regardless of whether they are rapping or singing or anything, is the beat. Once I heard if the beat is like, I said it's a hip-hop song.
You're in trouble.
But now, there's not a problem.
Yeah.
You hear like an amapiano beat and somebody's rapping crazy on it.
Yeah.
So do you still call it a hip-hop song or an amapiano song?
So
how do you identify the genre? So
here's why I never had that problem. I got into hip-hop in the 90s. And in the 90s, R&B and hip-hop beats were the same thing. You hear the slapping snares, and like if I took beats from R&B and put them today, you say it's too hard to rap on. You need to soften it. That's how hard the R&B beats were. They were heavy. You know, so if you grew up in that kind of era, you won't have the problem saying it's based on the beat, right? So when you understand that hip hop is by its very nature a sampling genre, it's built on borrowing from cultures. So there was a time in hip hop when almost all the hottest songs in hip hop had Caribbean type beats.
Yeah.
There was a time when all the hottest songs in hip hop had like Latino type influences.
Yeah.
There was a time in hip hop when almost all the hottest songs had Indian samples on them.
R. Kelly time.
Yes, yes,
Flutes.
yes. Indian flute by Timbaland and Magoo.
Yeah.
There was Muchika Akahato by React by Eric Sermon. So hip hop just likes to take from everywhere. At the time it's going to come and all it's going to be taken from is local Nigerian songs or African music that's taken from a piano now and all that.
Yeah.
So it cannot be based on the instrumentation of it. So there's certain things that make hip hop or rap, right? First of all, is somebody's rapping. So you can tell when somebody's rapping, whether he's rapping with melodic rap, or whether he's just straight up rapping.
Yeah.
One of the most amazing audio experiences is listening to J Electronica's Eternal Sunshine of Spotless Mind. He's rapping on piano keys.
I think I've listened to it. Is it that long song?
Yes.
I've listened to it.
So it's just rapping on a score.
And movies, it was using
Movie
movies.
score, yes, a movie, exactly.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
But there was no beat.
There was no beat, it was just talking.
And you can't say it's just poetry. It's rap.
It's rap.
You know, so you can't pigeonhole it anymore, right? So,
Okay. Continue.
Yeah.
Continue.
okay. So you can't pigeonhole it anymore. You can't say, oh, it is because it has this beat or this style or this chorus.
Yeah.
You can't do that anymore. If it's hip hop, it's hip hop, and if you're hip hop, you will know it's hip hop. You know, so and that's fine because we're going to be dealing with hip hop. The beautiful thing about hip hop is how much it as a genre it resonated with the entire world. So people are rapping in any language.
Yes.
And if they're rapping in their language, they can be rapping on their local instrumentation from where they are from as well. And it will be fine. So hip hop, you know it when you hear it. Yeah.
Okay, to wrap up the show, this episode, I want to ask your opinion on something very controversial.
Okay.
MI versus Vector. The songs, not the personality.
Okay.
The song, The Viper versus Judas the Rat.
Okay.
If they were judging the battle, or they will
Yes.
be based on just those two songs, who are you picking as the final winner?
I picked Viper.
Why?
And the reason I picked Viper is because I'm a old school hip hop head.
Okay.
Right? And the old school hip hop head in me has a way I think of battles. Right? And that's why I picked that song.
Okay.
You know. Now, the song as against who won the war is a different discussion.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, in terms of knowing how to go around about a war, Vector.
You okay, believe that Vector won the beef?
Yes, I think so. And why I think so is because Vector didn't let everything around it get to him. M did. Yes, M did. So there are certain things you don't do in a battle, which M did. You know,
like what and what?
Like sending him a DM and all that.
Okay.
You know, so no, that was easy to. You know, it puts you. It's literally like snatching defeat from the jaws of victory. You know, so but basically, the way the song is, I enjoy the Viper because even the way it's produced, the way it's that's my kind of hip hop for me.
Okay.
Yes. So and you look at how you want the battle to be. Like let's look at how what's happening with Drake and what happened with Drake and Kendrick. You know, so in the middle of the battle, right, you could see how hard Kendrick was going.
Yeah.
You know, and is that kind of feeling that I was having with the Viper. Drake, on the other hand, was trying to soften it, you know, until later on when he now started to go hard. But he had already made mistakes. I loved. what was the name of the Drake?
Is it the last one?
The last one, the long one.
The Hard Part 6? Oh, what's the name? Family Matters.
For Family Matters, yes. I liked Family Matters. I liked the Hard Part 6. I liked them. But because they were great songs, they were great battle songs. So by the time this guy did They Not Like Us, he was really just doing a victory lap.
Yeah.
That's what he was doing at that time. So there's a way I see battles. It's just like if you went into battle rap now and, a guy was, he was good, but he was more
emotional, was showing in his face.
Yes,
talking to
yes.
Round,
so there's certain things that that make you lose a battle.
Yeah.
So there's certain ways you go about a battle that makes you win, not necessarily just the fact that you went through with the bars. So that's how I would say it in my head.
Okay, so finally, we need you to give us your top 5 rappers of all time in Nigeria.
In Nigeria,
top 5. Chronologically, or is it number 1, number 2 to number 5? In specific order.
In specific order.
Yes, we put you on the spot.
That's hard, though. That's hard.
You can start from number 5 or number 1.
That's hard. Number 1 is Mode 9.
Ooh.
So number 1 is Mode 9
Nice.
simple reasons.
Okay.
Longevity, check. Bars, check. Subject matter, check. Impact, check, because he had his impact when it mattered. Consistency, check. So yes, Mode 9 is number 1. Simple as that.
Facts.
Yeah. So number 2 is MI.
Facts.
MI is number 2 because he did it all.
Commercial success.
Everything.
Album, lyrics.
Yes.
Even battle.
Yes.
All. M is great.
Yes, did it all.
I agree.
Number 3.
This way it gets dicey.
Yeah.
The first 2 is always easy. I don't know why.
Yeah. So number 3.
No, don't put words in his mouth.
No other chalk boys in the top 5. Jesse would have made it, but
I don't think he has enough albums.
Yes, he hasn't. Yes, doesn't have enough. So Vector number 3, Ghost number 4.
Ghost. I feel Ghost needs to do his own albums.
I don't think so. Why I don't think Ghost needs to do? Why I don't think Ghost needs to do it?
I'm not saying I love Tech.
Yes.
I love Tech for Tech. The way he raps.
Yes.
And why I like Tech, sometimes he calls his name. He doesn't call Tech. He say Olari.
Larry. Yeah.
It's not Wale.
Sorry, Wale. Yes.
I love Tech.
Yeah. So Prodigy didn't have to do his own album before you knew that he was.
If you are looking for a perfect Lagos rapper, it's Tech.
It's Tech.
He raps
yes.
There was one time he was rapping. He said, I met one girl. You know, song is packaging. I was like, where are you from? She said, Yano Kaja. It was not like I was weak. Like the way it was like a normal conversation.
Yeah, sounds like it talks.
I love Tech.
Tech, you can see.
You feel.
Yes,
But Ghost is just different. That is his voice. That is his lyrics. Oh God.
Yes.
Ghost on the Crown. There's a song Crown.
Yes, on Crown. Yes.
Ghost AQ.
Yes.
Oh my, Ghost smoked everybody.
Yes.
Man.
No, AQ will not agree with you, Sha.
No, AQ believes he smokes.
Yes.
AQ believes is better than Eminem.
Yes. And that's my number 4.
AQ.
Yes.
Shout out to AQ.
In fact, I'm not even sure.
What was number 3? Vector, right?
Yes. Okay, no, it's 3 Vector, 4 AQ. 3 Vector.
I thought you mentioned Ghost.
So Ghost and AQ make up 4 and 5. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So
Fire.
yes. So I'm not sure how I'll put them, because if I look at AQ is
AQ's latest album. Shout out to AQ, man.
Top tier.
Purple doesn't exist.
Yes.
That's a
Pop is a
beautiful album.
brilliant album.
I love the album.
So AQ is. So these are my top 5. And
I like your list.
Important to know that the top 5 they vary as they move in the career. Some numbers switch up based on what you are doing, but that number 1, number 2, I don't see it. I don't see it changing. You know. So yeah. Also, what I need people to know is when I don't put in people who rap in vernacular in that, because I put them as a separate list. It's not fair, in my opinion, to bunch them.
Vernacular and like, you mean like
English, Pidgin, Yoruba, Igbo.
Oh.
All those rappers are as good as guys in this top 5.
Facts.
But I always like to judge them separate as against because it makes it cleaner.
A list of the vernacular ones. Or you can do a list for that. That would be fine.
A list of the vernacular rappers. Okay, number 1 will be Fino.
Okay.
Number 2 will be Olamide.
Okay.
Number 3 is Reminisce.
Shout out to Remile Kunshafaru.
Who else deserves to be in the other 2 spots?
We have the likes of like Dagoin, Oladibs, Iblis.
So I don't count Iblis as a
Igbo rapper.
As an Igbo rapper. He flows.
But me, I feel Iblis is an Igbo rapper.
And that's
you
it.
know why I said so? The first Igbo rap song,
yeah,
I will still defend it anyway, is that Igbo boy.
Okay.
Hip hop song. Which was before, people used to say it's Obodo. No, that Igbo boy came before Obodo.
No, Obodo came before that Igbo boy.
No, that Igbo boy came. Need to check it. That Igbo boy came.
Obodo came before.
What?
Trust me, I was in Oka.
Are you serious?
Yes, I schooled in Oka. So, yes. So, I don't count him as that
Obodo
because
with
even before...
Clean the Drunk.
Yes. Even before that era, right, Iblis had already dropped a lot of stuff in English.
Yeah, I know. He was with the tall
and it still drops in English. So, that's why I don't count him as that. So, I have a separate
he did
list.
a song like Osadebe.
Of course.
Oh my
God.
God.
But on Osadebe, he raps a lot in English.
Everybody was fusing, he only
That's the
chorus,
thing. So I have a list of fusion rappers.
I like you.
I have a list of fusion rappers separate.
Yeah.
And on that list, fusion rappers, Iblis is number 1.
No, Iblis is too
So
good.
he's the guy who merges these things
perfectly, like
seamlessly,
it's so easy.
You know, very easy for him, right? So I don't count him.
Even his latest album, Red Calves, I love that
yes.
song.
So he raps on he can rap Igbo fluently, he can rap English fluently. You know, so yeah, so shout out to Iblis. So so I'm now for the list now. I'll put Dagreen as number 5, and Dagreen is number 5 because he makes that list based on legacy.
Yeah, legacy.
I think that that CEO.
That CEO album had a big impact.
Is like I still listen to CEO every now and then, and it's a classic, a proper classic. So now number 4 on the list is who we're trying to fill.
Indigenous rapper do I know though? Do you know B.O.C. Madaki?
Yes.
B.O.C. Madaki is a legend. Who else again? They don't really love them, but
there are a lot of them. But it's whether they make Oladibs doesn't make it. Like Angelic is too early for me to put Jerick in there. But he's dope. He's really dope.
I'm even thinking of Muslim. I mean, I say Muslim. I also rap.
Yes, I'm trying to find love. Yeah.
The only one I could think of is B.O.C. Madaki. Who else again? The raps in Hausa. But that guy.
So let's keep it at top 4.
Let's keep top 4. Number 1, Fino. 2, Olamide.
3, Rem.
3, Reminisce, and 4.
Dagreen.
Shout out to. When is your next? Are you still dropping album?
Yes. So right now I decided to also A&R. So I have 4 projects that are coming out. So the first
popular artist.
No. Okay. So the first project is by a member of the group, the Khaliphate. We're now called The Brand.
The Brand?
Yes.
Wow.
The Brand. That's the 3 members that are still rapping are called The Brand. So the first album is from Samurai. It's called The Way of the Samurai.
Samurai used to do like wrap up.
Yes.
Why did he stop?
He said it in the last version that this is the last wrap up I'm doing. I don't know, but he chose
that
to.
wrap up used to be very crazy. Yeah. He talks about everything.
We're
about to wrap up. Don't worry. Production manager should wrap.
Okay. So about to wrap up just like.
So the Samurai album is coming.
Yes, it's titled The Way of the Samurai. Okay. So there used to be a legend from Port Harcourt. He used to go by the name Double K.
Vocals. Ibadu Dabu.
Yes.
Shout out to Vocals.
So Vocals. I A&R the project for him, so it's coming out soon.
Wow!
One is an R&B album, is by a guy called Edward. Edward is a brilliant singer, so that's coming out. Yeah. And there's the Brand album.
Okay.
It's titled The Brand. Literally.
Okay.
It's titled The Khaliphate. The Khaliphate presents The Brand.
We have some guest verses.
Yes. So Iblis is on the album.
Fire.
Duni, the legend, is on the album. Great Man Taket is on the album. Folu Storms is on the album.
Folu Storms.
Praise is on the album.
Ooh.
Yeah, so we got quite a few.
That's a dope album.
Yeah, it's a really good project. It's done. It should be the 2 albums. First, the Brand album should drop next month.
Next month?
Yes, that's September.
Okay.
Samurai's album should drop in October.
Okay.
One other album will drop by December. The next one will drop maybe January or February. Then I drop my album, which is titled Chukuka. Chukuka is my name and simply means God is greater or God is the greatest.
Okay, that's like 5 albums, man.
Yes, that's 5
back.
albums back to back. Like, so I'm like, let's just have fun with what we love to do, man.
Yeah, shout out to Dasuki. Shout out to Chuka Obi. It's nice to have you. Like, I learned a lot. I'm going to enjoy editing this shit because I learned a lot of gems, a lot of beautiful stuff.
Awesome. So when you're editing it, just the only part in that S word you just use now, you remove it. As you can see, you had a completely clean episode. Not a single swear word in sight.
My podcast is unfiltered.
It's unfiltered.
Yeah.
And I spoke unfiltered without swearing.
Yeah,
So
I don't mind.
The Bible is actually a very explicit book.
Are you a rapper that don't swear?
Yes.
You don't swear? Wow,
I do not swear.
DayGenius podcast, we setting the stage. Dope interviews, admire Baga the sage. More than 9's wisdom, dropping truth for the age. More rappers step up, spitting fire, no cage. No fake vibes, just the realest of talk. OG opinions, we chalk up the walk. 9 jobs hard, pumping bars through the block. Punchlines land heavy like a Glock when it pop. From the studio to the world, we divide. Real hip-hop, keep the culture alive. DayGenius grind, where the legends reside. Truth in every word, we the voice of the tribe. DayGenius, we holding it down. Realest podcast, rep the Niger sound. Hip-hop talk, no fake, no clown. From the streets to the mic, we wear the crown.